Hey guys, I'm still in the very end stages of getting just a massive group of orders out, so I'm kind of sorry that I haven't gotten back and commented and whatnot. Thanks everybody for all the super comments we got for like the New Year's and whatnot. It was really cool. I wanted to at least get you guys. I try and get you guys to think outside of the box as much as I can. I really quickly put this together. This is very common for most game systems. It's a basic, like a terrain, randomized terrain list you might get for a table. You'll find these in 40K, Warhammer Fantasy, just all game systems tend to have some sort of a random generation of terrain. Now, and that's great, that's fine. But some people have taken it a step further, and I want to show you the two different classifications of this. This I really like. Now you can graphically represent this with a table. I mean, all it is it's 12-sided die with 12 different possibilities. You might get your single room, might get a hallway, four-way, large room with 4 openings. You can definitely just write down the description and or even have a drawing and have 12 of them, but it's kind of cool to have it in a dice format. I run an 8x8 inch system, and it tends to fall right into this because this tends to be in a square formation. So I can literally use this to generate a dungeon with actual dungeon pieces that I already have. I have a section for each one of these, multiples of many of them. So this is one really kind of different, kind of fun way to generate terrain for your games. If you're like an RPGer or just like a good old-fashioned dungeon crawl. But the and I apologize, I looked all over. I can't remember what the company is that produces these, but it's a really slick system. They have a 5-dice system that you can buy. I think there's like a cavern one. There's an underground one, which is this one right here, and then they also have an above ground one for like cities and villages and whatnot. And this is a really cool concept because it gives you 30 different options. It gives you 6 sides per, and then 5 dice, so 5 times 6 is 30. Now the cool thing is you know, the way you stack this can go way beyond just the simplification of, okay, this is what I'm working with. You can, for instance, roll this, and then, okay, this is my starting location, wherever that is. Now, you can roll a die and determine which one's going to be your beginning point. Let's say you're always going to begin, like, your first die at the top. And you even have 2 options, so you can go left or right. Then you can roll your next die, and then roll a die to find out, well, where does this hook up? Is this top, bottom, left, or right? And then also, is this top, bottom, left, or right for this particular one? You can begin to see where the mathematical branching of this can go out to where there's probably thousands of possible combinations and how they hook up. Depending on where you start and what's next to it and how it configures and goes. This one's fairly symmetrical, but this is a very asymmetrical one. And you'll notice that it's got 2 possible openings in each one. So it gives you a lot of grid work possibilities. The other thing I wanted to point out with DM Scotty's 2.5 method, you could very easily, like if you were doing like a dungeon or like a city, you could do like a 1 foot, this could be like a 1 foot square, or if bigger, a 2 foot square. Let's say you've got a corner that you don't really use, and his tables, his tiles that he fights on are no more than a ½ an inch thick. So you could for the price of a vertical foot of space, design this entire thing and randomly generate. You can randomly generate the number of tiles. you can randomly generate which one it is, what the configuration is. There's a lot of different possibilities out there. So I just I want to throw a different concept out there for you guys, because you know, when you've been doing terrain as long as I have, there's not. You sometimes feel like, you know, you feel like you've done it all, kind of, and anything that you can do to put a twist on it, anything you do to make it new or different, is something that I embrace. You know, just keeping your games fresh. So this is something for you to think about. You know, and you can design your own. You know, I've always been a huge advocate of designing your own stuff, using graph paper. You can even take the terrain you've already got. Let's say you've got 30, maybe 40 pieces of terrain. You could easily configure different groupings of them together, draw them out on a square, and then just put down a number. And you could easily come up with 100 different possibilities. Bring out your percentile dice. What battlefield am I going to fight on? And depending on which side you're defending or attacking from, you know, and that's not even taking into consideration, you know, what's the scenario, what's the victory conditions. You know, you can come up with literally hundreds of tables that are pre-designed. You don't have to randomly figure out anything. You don't have to roll for, okay, it's got to be in this square, but the opponent gets to figure out orientation. You can have the whole thing done. It could be just like an MMO video game, where you can literally come back to it over and over and over again if you find a certain battle that you like. So just want to keep you guys thinking. Again, I want to thank everybody for commenting, and just you know, just keeping up with what I'm doing. I'm very humbled. So thanks everybody. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye bye.